All right, folks. So, Harvard-Harris poll shows that America is behind Donald Trump and the GOP, and that's the subject of the riff. America loves Trump and the Republican Party on all the key issues. That, according to one major poll, being the Harvard-Harris CAPS poll, presided over by former President Bill Clinton advisor Mark Penn, who is most certainly a moderate Democrat and not a crazy one. He's going to be here in just a moment or two. This is a well-respected poll. 2,745 registered voters were surveyed. The split was even. 977 Republicans, 984 Democrats, 785 independents. So it's 50-50. What's interesting about this poll is that it picks up and agrees with many other polls about the key issues: affordability, economy, immigration, health care, Iran, etc. But where it differs from most other polls and the lefty media reporting is that while some people may blame Republicans, they blame Democrats more on all the key issues in this poll. Let's start with Iran. Very important. 74% of the voters believe the U.S. is currently winning in Iran. Virtually every media outlet is telling us Iran is winning. And believe it or not, the poll goes on, 74% of those surveyed believe Iran should be prevented from obtaining nukes. 66 want Mr. Trump to insist on all of his major conditions in any negotiation, and 57% approve of the blockade. Now, there's a warning here for Democrats, because as Newt Gingrich here has mentioned, Democrats have become the pro-Iran party. And that is not a good place to be. And as I've said many times, Iran could be and probably will be a sleeper GOP issue come the midterms. Now, on the economy, people are very worried about prices and affordability. Got it. Check. But when you ask them who do you trust more to manage the economy, Trump and Republicans 53%, Democrats only 47%. That's a 6-point deficit. Normally, typical news desk, I don't care whether it's Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post, all the legacy lefties, typical desk will assume because affordability is the issue, Mr. Trump and the GOP is to blame. Nope. People have even less confidence in Democrats. Here's another one. Open borders. 58% of those polled think Democrats are in favor of open borders. Of course they are. Here's another one. Voter ID. 65% of those polled think Democrats are against voter ID requirements. Check. Absolutely. And I like it very much that Republicans are in favor of voter ID in order to vote. Here's another one. The race for Congress. Now, you'd think Democrats are plus 10, given the media coverage, day in and day out, all that propaganda. You'd be wrong. Harvard-Harris says 50-50, which historically could mean the GOP is ahead, because down through the years, polling taken half a dozen points off of the Republican tally. So, as I always say, polls are not votes. I get that. Only votes are votes. But I'll also say media coverage is not fair. It's heavily biased against Mr. Trump and the GOP. And I will add to that, most public media-sponsored polling is heavily biased against Trump and the GOP. Harvard-Harris poll is an exception. There are other exceptions, too. But I'll say this, I believe the country is very much behind Mr. Donald Trump. And they're going to be a big surprise come this November. You wait and see, folks. Anyway, that's the riff.